Hello and welcome back to Foose Entertainment. Just give me a second here. I have to look at something real quick. Alright, and that's for my next review, and that would be a 2018's The Predator out of this 4K Predator box set. The Predator. First off, I'm going to be completely honest with everybody about this. This movie's so terrible that I just watched enough of it to get an idea of the quality and to reestablish myself to plot the film. This is a terrible Predator film. This has no redeeming qualities at all. They should never have made this movie. This is a really bad Predator film. I can definitely tell you that. Alright. The plot of the film. During basically a mission overseas in the Middle East, I believe, a Bravo Company soldier, Special Forces soldier, sees this entire platoon killed by something he doesn't understand. And he comes across these interesting weapons in his helmet. And basically he finds a way to smuggle it to his home residence in the United States before he gets obviously taken into custody by his own government and sent obviously to be silenced, basically. And he comes across these misfits. You are all deranged misfits, basically ones that have psychological issues. One of them has Tourette's. One of them is a practical joker. One of them is a crazy guy. And these are the ones become our heroes. And he also teams up with a female scientist. And this is where it gets really weird. We discover that they have found that somehow, although we never heard about it, that the reason why these aliens are similar to us in some ways is because supposedly, although we've had 3 films, and if you include, of course, the really bad and even worse movies, which are the AVP films, sorry, it's just my opinion. I know there's a fan base on those, but this is even worse than those, in my opinion. Despite all these films, they're trying to convince us that there's human DNA mixed in with alien DNA in the Predators all this time. This makes absolutely no sense to me. And basically, you have this autistic kid who is the son of our main character, and he finds out how to use all this alien technology and stuff. There's just so many bad plot points in this movie, so many sub-routines, and just the flow of the film's bad. And you know, for the 4th film in a franchise is a direct Predator film, this is a very awful movie, and I'm not the only one who says it. Almost everybody in the entire community of watching movies will tell you the same thing. This is a terrible example of making a Predator film. There's absolutely no redeeming qualities in this film. And me, I'm probably the least judgmental movie critic you'll ever meet in your life. And everybody knows this. I have a reputation for going up against everybody else's opinion. Films that people hate, I defend. Films that people love, I don't defend. And I tell people why they shouldn't love them. It's very rare that I actually agree with the community. And when it comes to 2018's The Predator, I definitely do agree with the community. This is a terrible, terrible movie. And now let's go ahead and talk about the quality. Alright, well this one obviously looks a whole lot better because it was made in 2018 and it was originally intended to be in 4K. And so this obviously will have better 4K than all the other films. But in my opinion, almost. Because I actually would say that the first Predator film does have better 4K video quality than this movie. This right here is your average generic 20th Century Fox 2018 4K release movie. That's basically what it is. So you're going to get the goodies, but it's not going to be anything to write home about. You have HDR10 use where it needs to be used, but the 4K resolution is not going to be like overly spectacular, unfortunately. Like the first film, for example, was. But it's not a bad picture for a 4K release. Now, the Dolby Atmos audio sound presentation. Well, it's not bad like, say, Creepshow. Or if I would say Creepshow that's downright sucked is a Dolby Atmos sound presentation. This is not like that. But it's definitely not an Expendables film. It's definitely not No Time to Die with James Bond. It's definitely not something like Smile, which that's the Atmos was so good it was like a scary character within the film. It's not going to be like that. This is going to be your typical generic Dolby Atmos action-driven effect sound presentation, which means you'll have atmospheric stuff when it's needed, but it's not going to be constant. Is this going to? And it's not going to be like overly dramatic. It's just going to be there. You're going to know it's there, but it's going to be acceptable, but it's not going to be extraordinary. And unfortunately, a lot of Dolby Atmos tracks are like that. So that's why I really get really excited when I come across one that's not. But that's not the case with this one. Alright. Well, final thoughts. If you are a completist, like I am, you already know that like me, you're going to watch this movie. But do not expect this film to be as good as the first film. In my opinion, they haven't made a good Predator film since Predator 2. Predators is watchable. Obviously, the Predator, after you watched it one time, you never want to watch it again, and it's a chore to get through half the movie. I think, up to about the last 20 minutes of the film, it's like, I can't watch this anymore. This film just sucks. So, with that said though, if you haven't watched it and you want to give it a shot, by all means do. And check it out, and I'll see you in the next one.